We are live. We are all so direct with Kirsten Larsen, who is the leader of Peace of Wellness, where she leans into peace coming from your thoughts, feelings, and action. You might find her helping a corporate company. You might find her with her executive coaching, hosting. You might find her even on a podcast episodes. She's serving men, she's serving women. She's a men's group facilitator doing all of the things. Welcome. She leads, she sells. Special welcome, Kirsten Larsen in the building. Speak to me, sister.
In some building, not the same one as you, but in a building somewhere.
In the virtual building, we are here. We are here, sister. Speak to me. Yeah.
Happy to be here. Thank you so much, Jay. It's been a wild ride this last 6 years of going from being a therapist, working in the hospital, working in inpatient psychiatry, and absolutely loving that. And then coming to Viva Las Vegas, where they didn't have the same role, and having to become an entrepreneur to be able to do what I love, which, entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. It is a real battle every day.
Yeah. That's the realness. And what I love about you is the content and the effort you put in terms of the content. How do you connect with some of the celebrities that you interview and you meet? How are you connecting with these people?
Man, Jay, the answer for that is persistence.
Wow.
A lot of people can have a lot of skills greater than mine, but nearly no one is more persistent. So Godfrey, the comedian, I met in New York on the street, literally on the sidewalk at about 12 a.m. On my birthday, like the eve of my birthday. A friend had taken me to a comedy show. He did not perform. We didn't see him, but we come out and he's just on the sidewalk. I tell my friend, I think that's Godfrey, And so naturally I have to talk to him because I'm a yapper. And so we talk and all that. It's not for probably 6 months after that I hunt and hound him to come on to my podcast after I see that he's going to do a tour through Las Vegas. So he had added shows to his tour in Las Vegas. And I said, now is my time to pounce. And so I had sent him, I had watched 4 or 5 hours of his recent interviews, put together a whole pitch. This is what you talked about on there. This is what I'd like to talk about. Sent him a text, no response. 3-4 weeks later, follow up, no response. Few weeks later, follow up. And this was a month out from when he was going to be here. And I said, you're going to be in Las Vegas in a month. Doesn't that sound like a great day to do a pod? And he said, yeah. And that was it. And that was enough. So I said, what food can I get you? What kind of drink can I get you? Like, how can I make this happen? And so that was that. And
Amazing.
I have another, it led to another celebrity interview that has not happened yet, but I've gotten a verbal confirmation. So we'll see if that one happens.
Who's that with?
Jay, that is top secret. It's top secret.
Top secret.
Yep.
Yeah.
Former NBA player who
Amazing.
is
Well
a
done.
head coach here in the States.
Nah,
So
perfect. Good stuff. She leads, she sells. Tell me who you are loving leading right now in terms of people. Who do you love to serve a group? Is it women over 40 or is it entrepreneurs, like corporate? Speak to me in terms of that.
I love women. I have wonderful female friendships that I've had my whole life. I've always been a girl's girl, I guess you could say. And what I learned about what I do is it's funny how when you start a business, you have an idea of what this is going to be. And I had started workshops open to the public. And my first to kind of get my name out there, right? And have people understand what I do. And so every flyer and QR code and everything I handed out was to a woman because I thought, who's going to want to come to a boundaries workshop? Women, right? I'm a woman. That sounds appealing. And every workshop I did, I had more males attend. And I was like, huh, this is interesting. And then as far as my one-on-one clients go, I've had more males reach out, follow through, want to do the one-on-one coaching. And I have heard countless times from men that they've shared things with me that they haven't shared before, that they're comfortable sharing things with me that they haven't felt comfortable before, and that I'm disarming, and a lot of just really positive feedback. And I had to have an honest look at what I thought was going to be my clientele and what truly is my clientele. And that's actually how I ended up starting the men's group, which, a lot of people are like, but you're a woman. And I'm like, well, clearly. However, I welcome any man to do this. Go right ahead, start this group, do this group, facilitate. There's so few resources specifically for men that are not either church religious based and or some version of a quote unquote alpha man yelling at you to be more manly. I don't know. So there's just very little that I found in between kind of those two ends of the spectrum. So it was something I felt called to offer. It was something I really wanted to offer. And so I have ended up serving more men. I still do have female clients. I attend countless female events and groups and everything, but typically my average client is a professional male who is and this goes for the females too, but kind of the high anxiety, high achieving
Yeah.
males and females. Yeah.
No, I think you got a real gift of helping people to feel seen.
Thank
And
you.
I think you're the perfect blend between masculine and feminine. I think we live in a world where the feminine is trying to deny the masculine and, hey, ease. It's all going to come through ease, but flow needs structure.
Absolutely.
And we live in a world where men are just in the masculine brute force and too rigid. And so the masculine frame sometimes needs a little bit of flow and intuition
Finesse.
and finesse. And so I think that you're a perfect blend between both.
Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. I can say that, as a business owner, I do have to have these masculine energy traits. I mean, to get things done and to have the system and the structure and everything, right? But I will say, I think why the men's group worked so well and went so well is because the feminine energy that I brought to the men's group was a great balance to that masculine energy, And so to your point, it was really complementary. I think certain men really just kind of open up and feel more comfortable with females, and
Okay.
certain men will open up and feel more comfortable with males, like everything is possible. So there was certainly a balance in those groups, I think, because of my feminine energy.
Amazing. How are you selling right now? She leads, she sells. How are you getting visible and how are you selling?
The majority of the clients I have as far as corporate clients is through in-person networking here in Las Vegas. I do a lot of in-person networking and referrals. So if I've done workshops for, a certain organization, Golden Nugget Casino, Morgan Stanley, they are then sharing with other people, that it was effective and enjoyable and entertaining and all the things. So that's how I get most of my corporate clients. And then the one-on-one clients is true that's a lot more referral based too. So people that have interacted with me, done coaching, come to a workshop are then referring me to, their loved ones or kind of who they come across. Um, and I have had people reach out from seeing the podcast interviews as well. And so then they find me, they'll go to the website, send a request for a consultation and go through there too. So Yeah.
Yeah. Is it expensive to produce a podcast episode? Like, is it expensive to do? Is it a few $100 or is it $1,000? Like, because it's quite a great setup, and I really love the quality.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so I actually just purchased a package of 12 through the
Wow.
studio. And he'll do different packages for
Well
that.
done.
But yeah, and then then you book the sessions, the interviews. I will say more than anything, the podcast is such an investment of time if you are not outsourcing every single bit of it. So all the clips, uploading it takes X time. Doing the clips, I have an AI. I use actually Opus Clip, an AI clipper for me. However, you still have to listen to all of them. Like you have to listen, make sure it's what you want to put out there, make sure it's relevant or interesting. Um, and scheduling, because I have on the majority of my interviews, I interview 2 people at a time. That means that I'm coordinating 4 schedules per episode, the studio, myself, and then the other 2. So that can take a lot of time and be a real challenge. And so I would say it's more an investment of time than money for me, but it still is a few $100s per episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. I sense the purpose, and I sense the impact that you want to make on Earth. How do you want to be remembered?
The truly the best compliment, I feel like I get 2 amazing compliments often. It's 1 that I'm genuine, and it's 2 that I have the best energy. And that's really what I want to leave people with,
Mm.
is just like a warm, caring feeling that they walk away knowing that I care. Because I genuinely care very easily about people I don't know or hadn't known. And it's what carried me through in inpatient psychiatry. When I started as a therapist, I was a terrible therapist, Jay. I didn't know
Mm.
what I was doing. I had had
Mhm.
no life experience. I was 24, coming from Nebraska and
Mhm.
Kansas. Very loving, safe, stable childhood that was very sheltered. And I went to Baltimore, Maryland, which is the exact opposite in a lot of ways of where I grew up. And I had just like so much love that the patients upon sight really did not care for me because I'm like this bubbly girl that's like, "Hello, how can I help you?" And they're like, "Girl, you cannot help me. Okay, get out of here." But eventually they could feel and see that I just really genuinely cared. And so it's carried me through a lot of situations where people can tell that at the end of the day, I really do want the best for them. And that's important to me. So.
Brilliant. How can I get in contact with you, and who are you looking specifically to serve?
Yeah, so my podcast that we've talked about is Piece of Wellness. It's 3 words. It can be found on YouTube, the audio for the video. The audios are on Spotify, Apple Pod, wherever people, stream their podcast services. And my website is peaceofwell.com. And there you can find more information about a consultation. You can send me an interest form for that, certainly. And Instagram, I do have clips. The Piece of Wellness podcast, I do have clips on Instagram. But you see a lot more content on YouTube and on the website. So yeah.
Amazing. I really love your energy. I'm looking forward to connecting with you when I come to the States.
Yeah, do you have something planned or?
Yeah, I do events in the States. I think the last one I did was in San Diego, Mission Valley in San Diego was the last one that I did. But yeah, I like,
How do you
um,
choose your locations?
um, I have different sort of kind of organizations that I use, different networks, uh,
Mhm.
things like that. And yeah, I love,
Nebra Nebraska wasn't at the top of your list, Jay?
um, Nebraska wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's too
Should
bad.
it be? Should it be?
No. No.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
not if you're coming to be a tourist as well and see the sights. But yeah, so you did one in San Diego. Did you do another somewhere else?
Next step could be New York as well, but
Yeah.
just sort of kind of dotting the I's, crossing the T's on there. So,
Yeah.
what would be
Ha-
good to connect with you. Yeah.
have you been to New York before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
It's
Miami. Yeah.
one of the best city. Okay. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
one of the best cities ever. So yeah, I certainly support New York as a choice.
Amazing. She sells. Kirsten Larsen in the building. Piece of wellness. London to LA with love, and we out.
Thank you.